Hey guys, this is my mid-year reading wrap-up. So the first book we're going to start with is my current read, which is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Look how pretty this cover is, like, oh my gosh. But this is a summer romance. It has different point of views in it. Each chapter is told from both of the lovers. But the story is a kind of a fake dating, but more of like a dating pact story. I'm only this far and I just started reading it yesterday. Page 52 out of like 300 something, I think maybe 400. Yeah. But yeah, this the next thing that we're going to get into is my 5-star books for this year, and one of Abby's books is on that list, so that's why I really wanted to read this one. And it's summer, so perfect time to read a summer romance. So yeah. And now moving on to my 5-star books this year. I actually only have literally not that many at all on this list. I didn't realize this, but when I went to make this, I was like, whoa, I did not rate like hardly any books 5 stars yet, but that's fine. I'm gonna be honest in my reviews, and you know, but yeah. So we'll just start with the one that I was just talking about, which is another one of Abby's books. This is Yours Truly, and I rated this one 5 stars. This book is a romance. Both of the main characters are doctors, and so kind of like a work romance, kind of. It also includes like close proximity, things like that. It's just a really cute story. It's really good. Abby is one of my favorite romance writers. She's really good. Okay, and the next one, I read this at the very beginning of this year, but this is another 5-star. This is Britney Spears' memoir called The Woman in Me. And honestly, I don't really ever rate memoirs because that's like your story to tell, you know, but I really did love this one, so it is a 5-star. Okay, and next we have a fiction book. This is The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. This book was just so, like, it was just so crazy to me. Like, I don't read a lot of fiction books like this, but when I do, I love them. So this book follows this family. It follows these siblings throughout their whole life. It goes like into their childhood and then also when they're older, and it includes like it definitely includes like historical context as well. And I would also definitely look up like triggers for this book, like racism and things like that before you read it. But this is a really, really good book. It's a really good story. And the next book on this list, so I actually only had 3 5 stars this year so far. This next one is actually 6-star. So yeah, I normally only have like 1 or 2 6-stars a year, and I just read my first one. So this is Dear John by Nicholas Sparks. But this book is just, it was so perfect to me. It was so perfect. I was like, I had it at 5 stars, and I was like, no, I can't stop thinking about it. I need to give this book 6 stars, but we'll talk more about this book later. But it is a summer romance, and it's just a sweet little like vacation romance. It includes like a military with the man, and yeah, but we'll talk more about this one. But next we're going to talk about my favorite new author. Either they are a new author or they're new to me. In this case, she's new to me. So this is Sarah Adams, and the book that I read is Practice Makes Perfect. I rated this book 3.5 out of 5 stars, which I know isn't like a lot. Like, what do you mean she's your new favorite author? But I just thought that like the plot of this was so creative, which sometimes it's hard to do for a romance book because there's so many romance books, you know. But I just thought the plot for this was so creative, and I really like the way that she writes. There's a good amount of like sweet romance, and then also like spicy romance. This book is definitely spicy, by the way, if you want a spicy romance recommendation. But it follows Annie, the girl here. She's the owner of a flower shop, and this guy works for her sister or her brother, or her brother's wife. Yeah, but this book wasn't a 4 or 5 stars for me, just because I didn't really connect to like any of the characters that much, but it still was a really fun story to read, and definitely like the chemistry between the characters and everything was really good like throughout the whole thing, and it's just a really good little romance story. Okay, and so now we're gonna go back to my 6-star book for this year, Dear John. So this is best book so far, which this is the only 6-star one. So I just absolutely loved reading about their love story, and I'm gonna cry because it was so good. This book was like the highest points of this book were so good, but then like the lowest points, like the saddest, like emotional parts, were also so good. And so it was just amazing on both levels. This book is also a movie. It is on YouTube is where I watched it, and the movie is also very good as well, but they do like change the ending a little bit, which is so interesting, and you think that I would hate that because I love the book, but I actually love both endings, and I love the way that they did both of them in the book and the movie. But yeah, this book follows John and Savannah over many years of their life. I don't know what it is, like 10, 20 years even, I don't know, but it follows them throughout their life. John is in the military. It's also kind of like a little sweet little like country romance or whatever. Savannah owns like a farm, and yeah, it's just the sweetest book. And Nicholas, obviously, I mean, his writing is just so good. Like I feel like I am watching a movie, even though, I mean, most of his books are eventually made into movies, like this one and The Notebook and The Best in Me. But even if they aren't made into movies, his writing still makes me feel like I am watching a movie. That's just how good he is. Okay, and next is anticipated reads and releases. So my anticipated reads first are actually 2 physical books that I have here. My physical TBR. So the first one is A Little Life. I finally got this book. Finally, I bought it for myself for my birthday. This book has intimidated me so long because it is 700 something pages long, which will be the longest book that I've ever read, but I can't wait to start reading this one, and it will be soon because I want to get into it, and I know that I'll probably love it, and even if I don't, I'll love reading it. And then the other book on my physical TBR that I want to read sooner is Apples Never Fall. I got this one like maybe a couple months ago or something, so pretty recently too, but I think I'm also gonna really like this one. And then for anticipated releases, I'll just put the pictures of them up here. So the first one is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. She is the one that wrote The 7-Year Slip, which is another really popular, very good book that I read last year that I actually do have on my bookshelf over there. But a novel love story, and this one comes out on June 25th, which is actually in a couple weeks, and I'm actually going to, this is really exciting, I might do like a little short video vlog of this day, but I'm actually going to a book event in my college town, and she's gonna be there, and I'm gonna bring, I ordered a copy of A Novel Love Story, and I'm gonna bring The 7-Year Slip with me and have her sign them and stuff, and so that'll be a really fun day. It's at this cute little bookstore and everything, so I'm really excited for that and to read the book. And then the next anticipated release is Nicholas Sparks, which we were just talking about, called Counting Miracles, which comes out on September 24th. So I'm really excited for that. I've read his last few recent releases, which was The Wish, The Return, and Dreamland, I think, are the last 3 that came out in the last couple years, and they have all been so good. So really excited for that one. That is all of my mid-year reading wrap-up. I've never done one of these videos before, although I have been making book videos for like almost 2 years. So yeah, hopefully that was good. Let me know if you guys like it or whatever. And as always, my Goodreads is linked in the description if you want to see how I rate all of my books and see all the books that I want to read and everything. And I also post monthly book reviews on Instagram on my story, So yeah, but thank you guys for watching, and bye.